Did I just watch a movie about the Golden Girls making a book club to read 50 Shades of Grey? Book Club, directed by Bill Holderman, starring Candice Bergen as Sharon. You have Mary Steenburgen in the movie as Carol. Diane Keaton plays Diane. And Jane Fonda plays Vivian. These four women are friends. They have been friends for a very long time. And they make a book club where they get together to read books and discuss the book that they are reading. And in this movie they are reading 50 Shades of Grey. They're reading the whole trilogy in this movie, and they're trying to reinvigorate their lives, reinvigorate their sex lives, because the sex life that they have been having has been drying up. They haven't had the romantic life they thought they had, because each of them had their own problems. Candice Bergen's character Sharon, who is a federal judge, has put all her focus on her legal career, to the point that her ex-husband is now marrying this very much younger woman, and her son is getting engaged, so she wishes to find a new guy online. She meets this guy online named George, played by Richard Dreyfuss. You have Mary Steenburgen, who's married to her husband Bruce, played by Craig T. Nelson, and their sex life hasn't been doing too well. It's been pretty boring lately. So she's trying to reinvigorate their lives by going to dance lessons. And then you have Diane Keaton, who meets this pilot played by Andy Garcia, and she ends up falling in love with him. But at the same time, her two daughters, played by Lisa Silverstone and Katie Ailston, they want Diane to move to where they live in Arizona, because they know that she's getting older, and they want their mom to be closer to them so they can take care of her. And finally we have Jane Fonda, who plays Vivian. She is this hotel manager who's put all her focus on her career, but she still has some time to have sex, but she never has any care for any of the men that she has sex with. She meets up with the first man that she fell in love with, played by Don Johnson, who happens to be the father of the lead actress from the 50 Shades of Grey franchise, Dakota Johnson, and they are trying to rekindle their romance that they had a very long time ago, and that's pretty much our movie. Now, I wanted to see this movie just for the sake of seeing how good this movie was going to be. I figured this movie was going to be like a marathon of episodes from the Golden Girls TV show. And basically that's what this movie felt like, because you basically got four older women getting together, discussing their lives, and reading a very bad book trilogy, 50 Shades of Grey, and trying to reinvigorate their sex life by reading the book. Overall, these four women really have great chemistry. I really did like the friendship that these four women have. Each of the little subplots were pretty interesting. I did like the subplot that Candice Bergen has trying to meet somebody online, but you don't really get enough of that subplot, really. The subplot Mary Steenburgen has with her husband is pretty funny, but not entirely all that funny. And then you have the subplot with Jane Fonda falling in love with the guy from Miami Vice, Don Johnson. Their chemistry is pretty good, and their romance is nice and all, but we've seen that kind of subplot before. And then we have the subplot between Diane Keaton and Andy Garcia, them falling in love. That romance was pretty good, and they did pull some scenes from the 50 Shades of Grey franchise, like seeing Dakota Johnson flying an airplane, you have Diane Keaton flying in an airplane with her pilot boyfriend, played by Andy Garcia. But this movie has some problems. Let's talk about the negatives. First off, we don't get enough of Richard Dreyfuss. He is only in this movie for one scene. I wanted to see more of him. Wallace Shawn shows up in the movie to be a second date for Candice Bergen to go out with, and I was thinking, why aren't you giving Richard Dreyfuss a second date? You guys were pretty good together, and I was hoping to see a second date between them, but no, there's no second date between them, but they do show that she does get together with him later on at the end of the movie, but I almost feel like Wallace Shawn was wasted in this movie. He shouldn't even been in this movie at all. It felt like a paycheck role for him. Then again, it was pretty much a paycheck role for Richard Dreyfuss too. But there could have been a little bit more to his character though. With Mary Steenburgen and Craig T. Nelson, the jokes are funny, but there's a lot of sexual innuendo jokes there, and there's a lot of sexual innuendo jokes with Candice Bergen since she has a cat. Really? We're going to go there? And yeah, there's a lot of jokes around the vagina, and overall, really, this movie wasn't all that good. It was an okay film. I don't think it's terrible, but it's just not that much of a memorable movie, really. I did like the movie. I thought it was okay, but overall, this movie is pretty much just a rental. I'm going to give this movie a C. The movie's okay, but I really think it's best to wait until it comes out in Redbox or Netflix and then watch it that way. And that's all I got to say for Book Club.